You want her thinking about you at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. No context, no reason. Just you, suddenly living rent-free in her head. That doesn't happen by accident. It happens because you did specific things. Small, deliberate, easy to miss things that planted something in her mind she can't dig out no matter how hard she tries. And the best part? She won't even know why she's thinking about you. She'll just know she is. Today we're breaking down 7 of those things. The ones that make women sexually miss men. Not just casually wonder about them, but actually miss them in that restless, can't sit still kind of way. Stay till number 6. That one's the sneakiest move on this list. And it works every single time. 1. The strategic disappearing act. Here's something most guys get completely backwards. They think the more available they are, the more she'll want them. So they reply instantly. They show up whenever. They fill every silence. And then they wonder why she seems unbothered. Here's the reality. You cannot miss someone who never leaves. Absence isn't rejection. It's fuel. When you go quiet for a day, when you're suddenly busy, when she reaches out and gets a response a few hours later instead of immediately, her brain starts doing something interesting. It starts filling in the gap with thoughts of you. You don't have to vanish. Just stop being so constantly available. Let there be space. Space is where missing someone actually lives. 2. The scent stamp. This one is almost unfair because of how deep it goes. Smell is the only sense wired directly to the memory center of the brain. Every other sense takes a detour. Smell goes straight there, which means a scent she associates with you doesn't just remind her of you. It teleports her back to a specific moment, a specific feeling, a specific version of you that she liked very much. Find a signature scent. Wear it consistently, not just when you're trying to impress her. Always. Let it become yours. Because one day she'll catch that smell somewhere completely random, on a stranger, on a jacket, in a shop, and suddenly you'll be in her head without warning. That's not cologne. That's a memory trigger you installed on purpose. 3. The almost touch. There's a touch that happens, and then there's the touch that almost happens. Guess which one drives her crazier? Physical tension is built not by constant contact, but by proximity that doesn't resolve. Your hand near hers for just a second too long before you pull back. Standing close enough that she can feel the warmth but no touch follows. A brief moment of eye contact right when a touch would normally happen. And then you move on like nothing was about to occur. Her nervous system registers that almost. It sits with it, replays it. The almost touch lingers longer than the actual one, because it leaves a question open, and open questions don't let people sleep. 4. The inside joke that belongs to you two. Every person on the planet has access to her smile. Not everyone has access to the specific laugh that only happens because of a reference only the two of you share. Build one. It doesn't have to be planned. It just has to be exclusive. A weird word that got turned into a thing. A running joke from a moment she remembers. Something that when she sees it in completely unrelated context, a billboard, a menu, a random Tuesday, sends her a one-way ticket back to that memory. Back to you. Inside jokes are private property, and people think about the things that belong to them. 5. The specific callback. Forget good morning texts. Forget thinking of you messages. Here's what actually makes her feel something. 3 days after a conversation, out of nowhere, you reference something specific she said. Something small. Something she assumed you'd forgotten the moment it left her mouth. Hey, did that thing work out with your friend you mentioned the other day? That's it. That's the whole move. What just happened in her brain is significant. She realizes you were actually listening. That her words stayed with you past the end of the conversation. That she took up space in your mind without even trying. Nobody forgets a man who remembers the small things. Nobody. 6. The unfinished sentence. This is the sneakiest one on the list. In conversation, don't always finish the thought. Let something trail off. Say, actually, remind me to tell you something next time. And then change the subject. End a voice note mid-sentence in a natural-sounding way that leaves just enough open to be interesting. The human brain is physically uncomfortable with incompleteness. It's called the Zeigarnik effect. We remember unfinished things far more than finished ones. It's why you can't forget a song when you only heard half of it. Be the song she only heard half of. She will come back for the rest, guaranteed. 7. The walk away first. Endings matter more than most guys realize. The person who leaves first controls how the interaction is remembered. If she ends things before you do, she closes it on her terms. She feels satisfied. She moves on. But when you're the one who wraps things up, when you end the night before the energy runs out, when you put down your phone while the conversation is still good, she sits with the feeling of it being cut short. That feeling is not frustration. It's wanting more. Leave while she's still having a good time. End the text thread first. Say goodbye before she's ready for you to go. She will replay the last thing you said. She'll wonder if she should have said something different. She'll think about what comes next. And right there, in that wondering, is where the missing starts. None of these are games, they're psychology. Understanding how attention works, how memory works, how desire builds in the spaces between contact, not during it. The men who stay in women's minds aren't the ones who tried the hardest. They're the ones who understood that what you don't do matters as much as what you do. The absence, the pause, the almost, the unfinished 7 things. All of them quiet. All of them working long after you've left the room. Start with 1. See what happens.